Kia ora, Bruce Kereama tōku ingoa. I hail from Fielding, Ngāti Kowhata descent, and I work for Te Tihi o Ruahine Whānau Alliance as a Whānau Systems Navigator. One of the projects that I'm involved with is called WOARM, and WOARM is an acronym for Whānau Order Alternative Resolution Model. WOARM came about as a result of the police had a thing called alternative resolution models. An alternative resolution was something that they'd give out to people who have committed low-level offending as a diversionary type approach. The issue that we had with that was that Māori just weren't getting them. Māori were never ever given that opportunity. And the stats showed that the alternative resolutions that were given out mostly to non-Māori. So we looked at that as what can we do to curb that problem? Not only about giving whānau that opportunity to have that alternative resolution, but to think about how can we support whānau going through that court system and into that space. So what we were able to do is say to whānau, okay, with WOARM was give them an alternative resolution. So instead of going through the court system, we would offer them an opportunity to look at a whānau order approach for them and their whānau, with the idea of thinking, how do we change this behaviours for whānau, or how do whānau change their behaviours when it comes to dealing with this sort of stuff. So how WOARM works is that when an offence is committed, the police have an opportunity right there and then to offer WOARM to whānau. And the whānau are in agreement with that. There's a form they need to sign when they down at the lockup, and then they get released. From there, the process is that the iwi liaison officer for the police will make contact with that whānau and talk to them about WOARM and what it is, and invite them to a meeting. So we have a meeting on every Wednesdays, and the meeting consists of the whānau, the iwi liaison officer, and the Whānau Order Navigation Service. And at that meeting, what happens is that the police will talk about the charge that's come before them. The whānau have to agree about that charge and pretty much plead guilty to it. And then the Navigation Service will talk about whānau order and talk about the Te Ara Whānau Order model and that whole process. And then we give all that information to whānau, we have the conversation with them, and then they make an informed decision. The whānau make an informed decision at that point whether they want to engage in this process or not. If the whānau consent to that, that's cool. We will allocate them with a navigator, and then they go into a process of working alongside that navigator for a period of 6 to 8 weeks, and then we'll come back and have a review and see how they're going. So at that review meeting will be the whānau, the police and the Navigation Service, and then we will discuss how the engagement's going with the navigator. And basically all we want to see is that the whānau are engaging. Now if at that time the whānau are engaging and they're doing the whānau order plan with the navigators, what happens then is that the police will shut their case off, and the charge that was originally there gets pretty much wiped. But over here, and they'll just continue to engage with the Navigation Service. If the whānau do not want to engage in the WOARM process, well, that's cool too. They don't have to. All that means is that the police will continue their process around putting it through the court system and going down that road. Some of the difficulties that we had around WOARM was around, and it was more with the police and the way that they operate within their space. They have a rollover of staff. They're rolling over their staff all the time. So it was always constantly going back to the police and retraining them around WOARM and around whānau order so they can get a better understanding of that. As they're the front line, they need to be the first point of call. So we had lots of challenges around this rollover of staff. So we had to keep continuing to provide training for the police around whānau order and around the WOARM space. We were able to get an evaluation done and looking at the model and the process and seeing how it's working. And there were some real significant cuts in the amount of people going to courts for low-level offending. And the rate of reoffending for those that have come through WOARM was just, there was none. There was no reoffending, so it was really great. This is one story that I can sort of think of. Come in for, he got busted with a little bit of marijuana, but probably half a tinny of marijuana in his pocket. Generally, this guy, he was in his 40s, long history of being engaged with the police and engaged in the court systems, made lots of jail, all this sort of stuff. So when he initially got offered WOARM, he actually said, nah, he'll just go to court and he'll get nothing because it's only a little bit of weed, waste of his time. But he said he'd agree to come and have the meeting. And then when we had recorded or had the meeting, or all of a sudden something just went on for him around his family. You know, we talked about whānau, and he started thinking about his family and what that looked like. So he agreed to go on the program. We engaged him with a navigator. I must say he got Lisa as his navigator, so I suppose, you know, that was a good thing for him. Lisa's quite a hard taskmaster. But what he really got out of that was his ability to engage his own family and start thinking about what do they want for themselves. Not even worrying about the court stuff and any of that sort of thing going on, just really focusing on his family. 2 years later, working full time, thinking of marriage. Him and his wife were thinking about getting married. Lots of things were really happening for his family.